There was so much water, they thought it would never end. The agriculture region at the headwaters of the Rio Grande, now decades of climate change, driven drought, combined with the overpumping of aquifers, is making the valley desperately dry and appears to be intensifying the levels of heavy metals in drinking water. Like a third of people who live in this high alpine desert, they rely on a private well that draws from an aquifer for drinking water. And like many farmers there, he taps an aquifer to water that feeds his 550 cows. Water is everywhere, he said. As the West grapples with a meta drought that has lasted more than 2 decades, the states risk cutback in water from the shrinking Colorado River. The San Luis Valley offers clues to what the future may hold. Nationwide, about 40 million people rely on domestic wells. Estimated, a research hydrologist from the U.S., Nevada, Arizona, and Maine have the highest percentage of domestic well users, ranging from about 1/4 to 1/5 of well users using water, with elevated levels she found in a separate study. During drought, the number of people in the continuous U.S. exposed to elevated acidic from domestic wells may rise from about 2.7 million to 4.1 million. Acidic has been known to affect health across the human lifespan, beginning with sperm and eggs. Even a small exposure added up over the course of a person's life is enough to cause health problems. The San Luis Valley, which had hosted a wealth of research and innovation, in the ideal place to explore those questions and potential solutions. Known for its stunning mountain views and the great sand dunes, the valley spans a region roughly the size of Massachusetts, making it North America's largest alpine valley. Rich in industrious Mexican and Spanish heritage, the valley contains 500,000 acres of irrigated land producing potatoes and etc. It's home to nearly 50,000 people, many of them farm workers and about half of them Hispanic. It's also a challenging place to live. Countries here rank among the poorest in the state. Since it rains very little, about 7 inches a year, on average, farmers rely on 2 large aquifers in the headwaters of the Rio Grande, which continues on to Mexico. Snowmelt from the looming San Juan Mountains ranges recharge the supply each spring. But as the climate warms, there's less snow and water evaporates more quickly than usual from the ground and the crops. Health effects caused by acidic depends on a variety of things. These include the type and amount of acidic that has been entered the body, how long you have been exposed to acidic, and how the body responds. Acidic is introduced into soil and groundwater during weathering of rocks and minerals, followed by subsequent leaching and runoff. It can be also introduced into soil and groundwater from other sources. Acidic is emitted into the atmosphere by high temperature processes such as coal-fired power plants, burning vegetation, and volcanism. In water, particularly groundwater, there are sulfide material deposits and sedimentary deposits deriving from volcanic rocks. Acidic concentrations of 5 gallons or lower can be achieved by using any of several possible treatment methods. However, the focus should be more to reduce contamination through certain sources. The most common acidic strategies include use of uncontaminated or less contaminated wells, replacement of acidic contaminated sources by less contaminated ones, and removal of acidic from contaminated water before consumption.